Hi, good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for coming here on a Saturday morning. I really appreciate that. So, I actually wanted to start with a question, and it's a very important one. I want everyone to raise their hands if they've had an idea, but they haven't acted upon it. Okay. Now, I'd like to lower your hand if you thought you weren't good enough. You guys keep your hands up. Lower your hands if you thought you were good enough. Lower your hand if you thought you were scared people were gonna judge you. Or lower your hand if you thought you just weren't ready. Had hesitation? That's where most dreams die. Not because they weren't good ideas or because you didn't have the right path. It's just because you always think that, oh, what are people gonna think about me? How am I ever going to figure this out? And just thinking those questions, you end up canceling out your entire idea. Today, I want to show you how a random thought in my bedroom turned into my business. So, I'm not going to tell you how I love makeup and how I love beauty products and how I've always grown up using my mom's beauty products because honestly, that's every little girl. That's not how my story started. And I would like to tell you how it actually began. In fact, I wouldn't be standing here today if life had gone according to the plan I had. I would be in a cockpit flying right now because I wanted to become a commercial pilot initially. But fortunately or unfortunately, life truly had different plans for me. So I was 19. It was pre-COVID. I was in my first year of college and I wasn't able to go for my pilots training. So I was pushed into college because of that. And I ended up hating it. That's not something that I had planned for myself. And I didn't see myself doing that in the future. So it's just something that I didn't want. I felt extremely lost. I was just a first year college student who wanted a little more than this from her life. Before I move on, I just want to talk about how privileged our generation is. Gen Z is extremely privileged, and I feel like most of us don't make the best use of it. We have everything on our fingertips. Anything we need today, we just have it available literally on our phones. And I feel like we either don't make the best use of it or the scariest of all, we don't use it at all. So one night I was scrolling on my phone on YouTube and I came across this video of somebody making a lip gloss. And that instantly intrigued me. I watched a 30-minute long video of somebody formulating a lip gloss. And that was where my curiosity for makeup actually started. I had a simple thought. Why not me? Why can't I make it myself? Do I really need a degree for this? Why can't I just order the raw materials and start making a lip gloss in my bedroom? I had a 2x2 study table. That's where I ordered my raw materials. I had a couple of mixing bowls, a few spoons, and a couple of days later, some trial and error later, I made my own lip gloss. It was just an experiment for myself because that's something I was genuinely interested and curious about. I made my friends and family try it. They absolutely loved it. And they said, why don't you start selling it on Instagram? This is back in November of 2020. I said, sure, why not? Within 1 month, I went ahead and I started posting on Instagram. I made an Instagram page called 10 Cosmetics. Our logo was literally made on Canva and we had no website. Back then, we used to take orders via TM. We used to speak all of I used to speak to all of the customers, tag orders, make the products, everything end to end. That taught me a lot. That moment to now, we have about four verticals that we run. The first one is Tint Cosmetics, which is our skincare infused beauty can. The second one is Tint Labs, which is our newest launch. That's a custom beauty studio. You can actually come in and make your own products yourself. And the third one is BB Cosmotech, where we also do third party manufacturing for a bunch of beauty brands in India. So, the three verticals that we started was purely out of a question, out of curiosity. why not me? Why can't I do this? If someone else could do it, what stops me from doing it? I didn't have an MBA degree. I wasn't even a college pass out back then. I didn't have a college degree. Uh, I didn't have any background in business. I didn't have any background in manufacturing. I didn't have any background in product R&D. But that's something I was insanely curious about. So I went ahead, I got my diploma in cosmetic science so that I could formulate products better and understand this industry better. I didn't wake up one day and said I want to build a beauty brand. It just naturally happened with the flow of time, and because I sort of took a step where I didn't hesitate to start, I just do like right into it without thinking too much, without an investor plan, without a 5-year roadmap. And in fact, I didn't even have a 5-month roadmap. It was just my pure instinct, passion, and something that I wanted to build extremely deep. So, as I said, we made our logo on Canva. We had no website back then. I took pictures on my iPhone and started uploading it. And strangers on the internet showed way more support than anyone else did. We had orders coming in from day one of us posting. And that's when I realized that curiosity can turn into currency. Because of a random idea that I had one night sitting in my bedroom, watched a video on YouTube. That has turned into something much bigger today than I could have ever imagined, and it literally changed my life. I wasn't a very, I wasn't the topper. I wasn't a finance scale. I wasn't someone that was extremely extroverted in school. I did get the best grades. I was just the normal kid, right? Um, I always wanted to stand for captain, or I wanted to always be head girl at my school. But that didn't end up happening because I was always too shy. I was too timid. I was too scared, full of inhibitions, and always wondered that, oh my God, what are people going to think about me? I feel like the transition of that person happened when I got my first sale on Instagram, when a stranger actually ended up buying a product from. That's where I got the confidence when I was just 19 that, oh my God, there's somebody out there who likes something that I have made with my own hands. And that's where the confidence and the entire grit started. So, curiosity is definitely a big part of it. It's about 20% of everything, but 80% of it is execution. Now, how are you actually going to execute your idea? That's 80% of your entire business plan. So, curiosity isn't enough. You have to act fast. There is no perfect timing. If you sit and you wait for the perfect diagnosing that I will have a perfect plan, the perfect business, the perfect roadmap, I need to have investors on board, you're never going to start. It's always about doing more and making sure that you're not basically perfection is a part of procrastination. Because you're going to constantly try for perfection, you're just going to procrastinate. Like, you're never going to be perfect. You have to learn along the way. You have to make mistakes. You have to fail. That's when you will get closer to perfection. Not if you sit and keep contemplating about your idea. What does monetizing curiosity actually mean? People think it means turning your hobbies into money, but that's not it. It actually is turning your questions into solutions. So for me, it was back then, how are we going to get the India beauty industry global? Why is there no global beauty brand in India yet? Why do we not offer the same cutting edge technology, formulations, R&D to all Indian beauty brands? Why are Indian beauty brands going to different countries to make their own products when we could offer them the same services right in their own country? That was the kind of question that I was thinking about, and that was something that I was trying to solve along the way. That's when something expanded, and I realized that there's a huge gap in this market. So, a lot of people feel like, I'm sure a lot of your friends, parents, teachers have told you, be serious. What are you talking? That can't happen. Like, that's not real. And be realistic, stop experimenting, get serious. But what if um, that's actually where it all starts. What if your 1 a.m. ideas, something you can't stop thinking about, something you can't stop talking about, actually converts into something which is your golden ticket? Because that's exactly what happened to me. Curiosity is an economic tool. Curiosity builds skill. Skill builds value, and value will always bring in money. For example, if you look at doctors, you look at lawyers, you look at chartered accountants, they've built their skill over so many years, which is why they're valued at that level. They have value, they have skill, and that's why they get paid so high in us. How are you building your skill? If you can say, no? Perfect. To me, my example was my skill that I wanted to build was the entire part of how can I formulate products better, which is why I went ahead and did my diploma in cosmetic science, because I want to understand how can I get better at this? How can I understand Dora better? How can I understand formulation better? That's where we kind of was from. Building from curiosity taught me more than any other business could. I don't need to know everything to begin. You don't need to know everything. It's okay. If you don't know anything, it's fine. You can learn things on the way. You don't have to have strict plans or strict guidelines to start your business. Everyone's journey is so different, and you need to make it your own. You have to embrace it and try to figure it out along the way. When I started Tim Cosmetics, I started it with the pocket money on just 20,000 rupees. Um, and people see now that you need heavy funding and a lot of money to start your own business. But I feel disagree. If you have the passion, if you have the skill set, and if you have limited funds, you can always do the best with it. Because as I said, our generation is so privileged. We have everything on our fingertips. And honestly, I realized that I'm more resilient than I thought. And being underestimated is a gift. My family, my friends, no one really thought that I would start a business of my own back then. And that was weird because I was just experimenting silently. And when you do that and something clicks, it really compounds. So this talk isn't about lip gloss or about business or about how to start your own thing. It's really about permission. It's about permission to take your curiosity seriously. You need to understand that, okay, if I have an idea, if I'm curious about something, you need to go deep dive into it. Uh, it's what people treat curiosity as a hobby, like an afterwork. What if it is the real work? What if it is something that's going to uh, actually compound in the future? And the thing that you talk about for hours to your friends, that's something that you're actually interested in doing. When I say curiosity is a currency, I don't just mean skill. I also mean any community. I mean self-trust. I mean resilience. And self-trust is a skill that you need to have from day one, because self-trust comes first, and self-trust sort of magnifies every time you follow through on with your curiosity. So, uh, so here's the question that I'll lead you with. If curiosity is a currency, where are you investing it? Are you investing it scrolling on Instagram, or are you investing it building something? Because the only difference between a random interest and a business is consistency and discipline. And the only thing that makes consistency possible is genuine curiosity and interest. I didn't build something because I had certainty. I built something because I had questions. I was brave enough to follow them, and I had a great support from my family. Uh, so next time you feel like, oh, you feel like that's something that's super interesting, don't ignore it. It may change your life forever. So follow your dreams and keep being curious. Thank you so much.